Well, hello everybody and good day. It is, let's see, it is July 18th at 2:34 Pacific time in the afternoon, and we have 999 subscribers, and I'm expecting one more subscriber and us to hit 1,000, which we did together as a team. Thank you all. Thank you, Leia. And yeah, it's kind of an exciting moment in a way. YouTube wants to make it a big thing. I don't know. With that comes a YouTube button as well that we all earned together. So yeah, looking forward to this. Looking forward to the next fishing trip. We're going to try to plan. There's going to be a couple drab ones in there, grant you, but we're going to try to plan a couple special ones. So really looking forward to them. Not only the camera angles, but where we fish, perhaps what we fish for. So, let's see. Lately we've been getting anywhere from 5 to 15 subscribers a day. This right here that you're seeing is a 28-day period. As you can see, we gained 161 subscribers. We've had 1,500 hours watched and 22,000 views in that time period. Oh, and an estimated revenue of $2.45. Leia donated $5 so we could see the effect if we noticed it. And yeah, you can see what you get out of the $5. I'm assuming they don't tap more on that. But anyways, so yeah, come on, 1,000 subscribers. Oh yeah, and with an average of probably, I don't know, 6, 7 a day lately, subscribers gained, you know, that's one every so many hours, so we might have a bit of a wait here. And then when today ends, I'm suspecting we will be over 1,000. So you guys should leave more comments more often and everything. You know, we look forward to hearing your comments, and honestly, the other people watching, you know, they're probably interested as well. They might have something to say about it. So, you know, you might meet a new fishing partner or get a new fishing location, perhaps how to set something up. I don't have all those answers for sure. You guys know I have moderate experience. But come on, 1,000 subscribers. These guys are waiting. But anyways, often I'm not sitting here and actually see a subscriber gain. But almost every time I refresh it, there's a subscriber gain. So you could just see right there, right here, we had a gain in the views. This is how many views we've had in the last 48 hours, 2,107. And it updates, I think, in real time. When we put a fresh video up there, those numbers are somewhat active. You'll see a jump every couple seconds, usually. From time to time, I'm having to restart the camera. The video files are just so long. Plus the camera, it's a GoPro 11, and the GoPros have a tendency to overheat. Their run time's about 9 to 12 minutes, maybe 14, depending on resolution you're using and whatnot, and all the features. Less features, lower resolution, less heat. So right now, our poles are set up for, by the way, I'm here. Hey, what's up? Our poles are set up for, I think, striper, and I think we have 1 or 2 set up for sunfish, you know, bluegill, red hair, crappie, and maybe a couple trout poles. So I'm not sure. We are considering a bay trip sometime, get into some salty water. I've been looking forward to it for a while. We just really don't have any gear, no lures, no hooks, no nothing, weights to support any of that. We don't have fishing line of that caliber. We probably need another pole. So yeah, we got to get some stuff before that happens. Oh, if I only knew how long it would take to get that last subscriber here. So, anyways, what do you guys think of Twain Harte, man? I fished a lot of places, and there's a lot of things you might want in a fishing area. You might want the action, you might want the sizes, the chance it holds record-breaking fish, a rare fish, beauty. And man, Twain Harte, I'm telling you, it's drop dead gorgeous. I love that place. Sure, it's some of the smallest trout we've pulled up. Ugh, that hurts. But man, it's like fishing in a storybook. I know I've said that before. But if you guys go, or you bring somebody, man, keep it clean, please, man. Keep it clean. That place is a freaking gem. Let's keep it that way. For sure. Can't enter the water there either. Can't be stepping in it or wading in it. It's too shallow to swim in. But and it's seasonal too. You'll have to check into that. There's times a year they just shut it down. It snows over as well. So here's a funny note. You've probably noticed that I don't use lures a tremendous amount. Neither does Leia, for that matter. There's a couple factors in that. And the funny thing is I hate using bait, frozen bait, anchovies and liver above all. Why? Well, it's hard as hell to keep the things frozen, and when they're not frozen, they're both hard to keep on the hook, and they make a mess. They stink. They're just nasty to work with. Be sure you have magic string if you're going to use those. But they get fish. Oftentimes the poles will go off. And, for the times we have thrown lures, be them crankbaits, jerk baits, jigs, sure, we've gotten fish on some. And we've casted them nowhere near as much as the baits. But we just simply, some people say, oh, salmon's the fish of 1,000 casts and so on and so forth. Man, I'm telling you, it's most likely true for the most part. I mean, we had days we threw a lot of casts. You get tired of switching lures after a while. So anyways, that's what's been going on with that, So I got to get it out there more, and I got to throw some big crankbaits or some big jerk baits to, potentially hook into some real large stripers or bass and whatnot. And yeah, I know we haven't bass fished in like a couple years. Sorry about that. I know we used to bass fish heavy way back when. So, come on, 1,000 subscribers. And another thing, I hate to mention it and everything, and I don't think I really have to date, but you know what? We could use your guys' help. You gals, you guys, spread the word about the channel some. If you know people who are into it, who you think might be into it and stuff, it's not just about a subscriber. That's not really what it's about. It's about people that are going to, get involved with the channel, be interested in the channel. Besides that, for monetization purposes, what matters is the length of time watched, when you get through the commercials, if you bypass them, it cuts on the monetization. I know it sucks, admittedly, but that's how the world works. That's how YouTube works. So, but we've been doing this for nearly 5 years without a penny coming into us. We've definitely spent God knows how much money. Could have easily spent a lot more. But we've been busting butt. It's been hard on the bodies, been hard on the cars sometimes. As you've seen, we don't have cars exactly for this. Still contemplating, the whole boat thing, but yeah, our garage is full. We don't have cars that can, or don't have vehicles that can tow a boat. Okay, so I've been meaning to ask you guys about the videos. We get thumbs up, we get thumbs down, we get positive comments, we get negative comments, we get a whole lot of no thumbs, no comments at all. Y'all just watch part of it and then vanish, or hang around, but we don't hear from you. And that's great. Some of you don't like typing, etc. But we got a comment section on every video. It'd be great if you guys left the comments. I mentioned this a little while ago, I believe. We want to hear from you. Try to get engaged with that if you have time, if it's convenient for you, no worries. Again, you might find something interesting in there, and you might have something to say that somebody wants to or needs to hear for sure, and I'm sure most of us appreciate it, and those that don't, well, y'all should appreciate it. Anyhow, damn. What else? Oh yeah, music and stuff. Let me know. You guys want zero music in there? You want music throughout the whole thing? I doubt that, and I'm not sure I'd want that. As it is right now, we got kind of those intermissions. I give you some of the fishing, and then I break it up with showing you some of the scenery and throw some music and effects in it and throw you back into the fishing. By the way, our videos are usually laid out chronologically. So pretty much in the order they happen in the video is how they happen throughout the day. And there's no telling when the slow spots are. More times it's not when you first get there, but sometimes it is, and it's picked up when you thought it would be dead. Water's going out, it's getting hot, and here comes the bite. Go figure. Maybe they want a snack on the way out. I don't know. But yeah, love you guys, man. You guys have been great for the most part. A couple crap talkers, to heck with you. If you had probable cause, for sure. But if you got a problem, let us know what the problem is and stuff. I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation for it. But yeah. And man, we need to break that one trout curse. Sure, we get more trout when we head up in the mountains. Y'all seen that. But man, we get to these other lakes, these paid lakes, and it's like there's a scuba guy down there, and every time a trout gets near the bait, he pulls the trout away or something. So now we'll let you get one. I'm not sure what's up with that. And it's not like we're missing bites. We ain't getting many bites. Throwing out things which devastated the trout in the past for us at the same locations. Okay, let me show you a little bit on this graph right here. So yesterday, views, we had 1,162 views, if you guys can see that number there. The day before we had 935, 862, a low point was 567, and so on. These down here are when we posted videos, and it shows you what the video was. If we go to watch time, yesterday we had a healthy 75.9 hours watched. The previous day, 67.6. Before that, 61 hours. Before that, 50.2, 42.3, 32.7. Here is over a 1 year period. Watch all these numbers change. Now the views are at 76,000. The watch time, 4.6 thousand. Subscribers gained 422. Now we can actually switch to the lifetime of the channel, which has been about 4 years, a bit over. We come to 180,000 views, 0.5. Watch time, 9,400 hours. Subscribers gained 994. I also want to mention, I'm sure most of you know, but do you know we have playlists on the channel as well? They're pretty much sorted by location or by fish type. So you've got trout fishing videos, striper fishing or trout playlist, striper playlist, bluegill playlist, which I think we call sunfish, catfish playlist. In addition to that, you'll have like Comanche Lake, Rio Vista, Silver Lake, specific locations, so you can search by there as well. And we haven't put one up in a while, but we do have a few cooking videos up there. Check those out if you're interested in cooking up a meal. And 2 videos on how to set up. I think one was for trout and one was for sunfish. I need to update those and make some for catfish, stripers, and so on and so forth. But again, oftentimes we show the setups in the videos and stuff, so you always got that going. And some of you guys are simply more experienced than us, and perhaps you're just viewing us for some entertainment. And that's great. Okay, and about the revenue from the channel. Up to this date, again, we've been running about 4 years. The revenue has been 0. This right here is the first revenue. And again, that's a donation from Leia. To test the system. I know I already mentioned that. Anyways, if revenue starts coming in, the commercials themselves are supposed to generate them. We're having issues with the commercials right now. It says we're waiting for a certain approval. If that's all it is, great. If not, I must have missed a step or something. Anyways, it's been a bit of a hassle, so trying to figure that. And this could be natural. It could be about this time period. It's been about a month since we were accepted as a partner, and, we've been waiting on the rest of the process since. If the money starts coming in from the commercials, and you guys will have the option for donating in various ways, if any of that revenue comes in, any revenue from that comes in, we plan to use it for multiple purposes. One will be to paid entrances at some of these lakes, restocking equipment, etc., but also expansion on such. We've been speaking about a drone. We've been talking about potentially the kayaks. Ideally, we would like to get a replacement vehicle. No, we're not asking you to toss numbers for like that. We're not asking you to toss numbers for anything, really. But just saying, if we were in proper situation, potentially a full-scale boat, your typical 18 to whatever. But in the meantime, maybe kayaks. But, one of the cars is a bit pretty, and I don't even like putting a kayak on it, so we'll see about that. And perhaps another camera. We were running on one for the longest. We expanded to a second camera, and no sooner we do that, the first camera dies out from putting it underwater. Yeah, they're supposed to be waterproof, but I think the seal was broke on it. So, luckily it was the older one, and we got the newer GoPro left, GoPro 11. Okay, here's possibly an interesting note for you guys. Did you guys know that I was a hunter before I was a fisherman? My father, before me, was a avid hunter and fisherman. He probably hunted 90% of the time and fished 10%. Matter of fact, he only fished for sturgeon and salmon. So anytime I went fishing, it was always for salmon or sturgeon, mostly salmon for me. Hunting, that was a world of difference. I started hunting, I think at about 8 years old, 7. I know I shouldn't have been hunting at that age, but that's just how it worked out. I was legitimately hunting the day I could legitimately hunt. So I think that was 15 or 14 at the time. Went and got my license and all that secured. But anyways, and I picked up fishing, I think at about 10 years old, 11. And we used to hunt, again, for the hunters out there, we used to hunt duck, which was my favorite to hunt, rabbit, deer, quail, pheasant, turkey. That was the majority of it. He used to do some boar and a little bit of bear hunting and a few other things. I didn't. No safari hunting, no trophy hunting. This was all for meals. That's another thing. I generally don't fish for pleasure. Sure, sometimes it's fun. It's fun battling a fish. But I don't believe in the cruelty to animals. I don't believe in, sport fishing. If you guys want to, that's fine. That's your thing, for sure. I just don't believe in it, stressing out the animal, putting them through, various pains and suffering. They may even potentially die. And, all for one's enjoyment. I'm going to ruin my channel with this one. Anyway, so, but yeah, just be humane about it. Be nice about it. Be compassionate about it. So we usually just hunt for meals. We fished for meals. And that's kind of the brain set I've got now. Of course, regulations are regulations. It's not a keeper. We throw it back. You've seen us throw many a fish back, no doubt. So we're good there. Well, let's go over hobbies now. Tell me what are some of the hobbies you guys have or did have a passion for. We all got fishing. Some of us, maybe that's the only hobby. Me, it's always been pretty colorful, kind of doing them in chronological order to memory. Gosh, I can't remember. There's so many. I think one of the first things I did was probably soccer. I was actually on a team, the San Jose Trailblazers. This was we're talking decades ago, San Jose Trailblazers. I think the team color was red and white. Let's see. From there, I went into martial arts and I took Okinawan karate, not for very long. I took it for about 2 years, 2 and a quarter. From Okinawan karate, I think I went into tennis. Just took tennis lessons, not for very long. From tennis, I went into bowling lessons and was never on a team or anything, just lessons and just some bowls. And then I quit doing that. Got heavy into billiards for a while, so I played a lot of pool. And then, let's see, I got into roller hockey. I'm sure you've all heard of ice hockey. Well, I got into roller hockey and roller derby. Those were on teams as well. Did that quite extensively. Later, I got into computer programming, just self-taught, cracked into a couple programs by accident, and then learned how a program worked. So I did that for a hobby. A lot of story writing. Used to write adventures for Dungeons and Dragons. Wrote a couple stories. Designed a couple games. Let's see, got heavy into snow skiing. Love snow skiing. That, if you haven't done snow skiing, that's got to be like the most exciting hobby on the planet. Why? Because you're working with Mother Nature. You're working with gravity to achieve momentum and movement. There's nothing like it. Almost every other type is motorized, unless you're wind sail or something, and chances are you're being pulled by a boat. It's awesome. It's awesome. Don't worry about the falls. Just don't hit a tree. Let's see. Then I got into Kung Fu, and I took Northern Shaolin Kung Fu, and I took that for about 7 years. A lot of hiking, a lot of vacationing. Went on 3 cruise ships, all to the same location. Sadly, the Caribbean, 7-day cruises. Love the Caribbean. They go to Ochos Rios, Jamaica, Cozumel, Mexico, I believe St. Thomas and St. Croix or Troy, something like that. Let me restart this camera here. Let's see, I also took up painting. At first I was painting figures for the game Dungeons and Dragons. Fantasy figures vary from about an inch in height to maybe 3-4 inches. Imagine painting a human figure, face, eyes, nose, all that in an 1.5-inch tall miniature. Not so easy. But got a lot of years doing that. Actually entered 4 painting tournaments, took 2nd place, 3rd place, no place, and 2nd place. The fields were normally about 18 to 28 competitors, maybe 30, 31 once. I do canvas painting as well. Something I'm just learning, abstract canvas painting. Actually, I have a channel for that I've been neglecting because of the fishing channel, but if you guys want to check it out, the channel is Controlled Chaos Painting. And yeah, and actually I have a vacation channel too, but that is highly neglected. We do have a bunch of stuff to put on there, but if you want to muddle through the 20 videos that are on there, that's just simply Adventures in California. Okay, so anyways, continuing on the sports, then there was also auto racing. Not professional or anything like that. I guess you call it local track or whatnot. But been in, I guess you could say, quite a few races. A lot of them heads up, and won a huge percentage of those. I won't even give you the numbers, it'll sound ridiculous. But anyways, picked up archery for a while. Archery was just training, wasn't on a team, didn't do it for dreadfully long. Painful on the forearms for sure. Let's see, and then, gosh, I'm not sure what else. There was probably a few things in there I missed for sure. That's it. And then picked up fishing, after not doing it since I was a young one, and picked it back up, about 4.5 years ago. Started the channel. You guys, some of you have been with us for a long time, and you know a lot of that journey. So video editing sure come a long way from those first videos, I'll tell you that much. So now that you guys told me your other hobbies and your fishing hobby, and I told you my hobbies, let's get into, I guess, places you've been, places you've lived. For me, I really can't get into like cities or locations in a city because it was a bit different. I lived in the United States. I then moved to Mexico and lived there for a couple years, 2 years, and moved back to America. Then I moved to Singapore, where I lived about a year and a half. And then I moved to Philippines and lived there for about 6 months. In addition to those places that I vacationed or just went to visit, Mexico again as visitation, in Cozumel, of course the Caribbean, and Jamaica, and Indonesia, and I think that might be it. I may have missed one thing in there. But yeah, it's been quite an adventure. I got to walk on a volcano in my life. I got to snow ski down a volcano in my life. I got to walk on pyramids. Look at that, pyramids. Who doesn't want to walk on pyramids, right? Or at least stand in front of them? No, they weren't the Great Pyramid. They weren't in Gaza, unfortunately. However, they're probably the second best. Mexico City. I believe the place is called Teotihuacan. And it is the Temple of the Sun, the Temple of the Moon, and they surround the Calle de Muerto, the Street of the Dead. Very sacred place. I believe they're not quite sure exactly who first built those. I think that they were taken over at a later date by the Aztecs, I believe it was. Somebody correct me and say, no, it was the Mayan. No, it wasn't the Inca, but I believe it was the Aztec. And yeah, but the Aztec apparently acquired it from someone. So that's kind of interesting, and I think they're still mulling through that. Come on, 1,000 subscribers. Hey, 1,000 subscriber dude, you're slow. Come on, man. If that was a fish biting, you would have done lost it by now. Let's talk about meteors. We can talk about asteroids, but to my understanding, it's the meteors that we got to worry about. The meteorites, mostly meteors. Because to my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, people, but they're asteroids as long as they're outside the atmosphere floating around. And once they get, or comets, and once they get through that atmosphere and they're about to strike Earth, they become meteors. And yeah, we got meteors to worry about. Lately there's been a couple that have been, city threatening, if not planet threatening, extinction level stuff. We got a lot of that floating around. What's the point? Well, I have points right there. But besides that, we don't need to be bickering among ourselves. We don't need to be in these constant battles, this constant competition with each other. You know what? We're in competition with this planet. We're in competition to survive. We're in competition not to get smeared from space. That's what we're in competition for. We're in competition of enhancing ourselves, learning, becoming more that you are. You know what? If you got children and you have an ounce of love for them, man, spread knowledge to them. Spread goodness. Spread wealth. And I'm gonna go out and commit a crime and rob a bank or something like that, get my wealth. Yeah, you just might get through with that. But you know what? You're gonna have people that are gonna want your skin for that. Guarantee you, and they ain't gonna forget that. And one way or another, if they can get your skin, they're gonna go for it. In addition to that, if you end up in the cell, you know what you're losing, man? You're losing time. You know what's the most important thing to any of us? There is no doubt. There is no possible other place. No, it is time. That is it. Oh no, you could die from this, you could die. That is time, man. That is time until that happens. That is time until this event happens, that event happens, man. It all boils down to your time. You got a limited amount, man. We're all mortal. Make yourself. Don't break yourself. Don't break others, man. Spread good deeds, man. When's the last time you helped an old lady across the street and not nab her sack? I mean, seriously. You're going to rob an old lady? Give me a break, man. You know what? You shouldn't rob anybody. And if you want to prove to anybody you're a man or a woman, do it by showing responsibility, man. Take the hard way. Take the way you earn. And besides that, the fruit's always sweeter when you grow it. Trust me. And besides, you're going to have people after your skin because you took their fruit. So, we need a gorgeous world. This is a gorgeous world and stuff. And it's a world that struggles, on its own. The life forms on it struggle. The animals, the people. We don't need this shit, man. And those of you in power, man, use it. Use it, don't abuse it. Man, if you guys work together, the things we could solve. And if you're like, I want to hoard that knowledge, I want immortality myself, well, you know what? If you spread it, we'll all enhance that much quicker. Because together, we're all smarter than we are as one. Stronger, you know the rest, you know the story. Let people at your side. People in power, let people at your side. Have people love you, not fear you. Love you, they'll be there forever. Fear you, they'll look for their opportunity. Don't do that, man. It's a beautiful world. You're beautiful people. You all are. Those of you in power, most of you got there because you've got something. Use it. Use it well. Seriously, the world's full of shit. And, even if you live in a nice environment in a beautiful area, sometimes you go to an area you want to go to and it ain't so beautiful, is it? You got some homeless there, you got dirt and shit. You know what? We can all fix that shit. And some of you rich bastards, filthy rich, you could do it. Why would you do it when nobody's pulling their weight? Well, that's the whole thing. Everybody pull your weight, man. Everybody pull your weight. The good will do good deeds. And once good deeds are set upon you, you tend to do good deeds to somebody, and that's what we need to do. We help each other out and stuff. We are going to evolve as a species. We are holding ourselves back from evolution. We could be so much more advanced. Take the military budgets, for example. What's that, 2%, 4%, 6%? That is a massive amount of life-changing money. The things you can solve and cure with that. 1 at a time, 10 at a time. Come on, man, get with it. Instead of execute each other. Well, the population is too much. I know that. We all know that. Then let's freaking, what the hell is it called? Making the air breathable on the other planets. I can't believe I'm trying to blink. Let's, shoot, I'm gonna start this camera and come up with it. I forgot. Terraform. Let's terraform some planets, man. And get on some other planets here. Those of you that are still with me here, yeah, you know what? And again, this goes to the people in power and stuff. And that's on various levels, man. All the way to the top. Really. There's a lot of needs right now, man, and it ain't battle, it ain't wars, man. We got species dying, we got this and that. Some people say, oh, the bumblebee disappeared, we're in trouble. Well, you know what? I'm not absolutely positive myself. How about you? Are you 100% sure? Are you really, you know the data? What if it's right? What if it causes a breakdown in the food chain, man? And shit starts dying off, one after another. Well, this can't eat because that can't eat. This can't eat because it's being eaten by this, which normally wouldn't eat it, but its food supply is gone. Things start to collapse, and guess what? I don't give a how much power you got. When you're alone, or the planet starts to die off, you're jacked, man. You're jacked. We're all jacked. Oh, you're going to live in luxury up on your mountaintop? Yeah. I hope you know everything, man. I hope you know about electricity. I hope you know about the medical field, biology, surgery. What do you know? What do you know about crop growing? Because you're going to need to know these things, man. Almost everything man built, the planet will take away. Nature will take away. It will destroy it. The planet itself gets destroyed by itself. The winds, the waters, they break down everything. They break down the mountains. We need to work together, man. We're all one. It's one with the planet. It's one right now. The planet kind of battling us right now, right? The planet's kind of battling us. You know, it's not doing that out of spite, obviously, you know, but it's a fight, and we got to save it, man. It's a gem, you know, not only for our own existence, Look at the planets that they know of. Look at them. Read the statistics. Look at the rendering, the artist renderings that are supposed to be, relatively accurate. Man, you don't want to live on those. Some of the winds in the solar system, 700 miles an hour, 1100 miles an hour. That's death. We got a gem right here, man. We got a fucking gem. And not only that, it's rare, man. It's rare. Save it. And it starts with each other. And it starts with the life forms on this planet. And it starts with one more subscriber. Well, good morning, everyone. This is the next day. We're on July 19th. I last checked at about 9 o'clock last night, and we hadn't hit the 1,000 subscribers, so I'm about to check it right now. Let's see. Do we hit the 1,000? Yes, we hit the 1,000. 1,001 subscribers right there. And the amount of hours watched last night, or in the last 48 hours, the amount of views, sorry, I'm tired, 1,845 views in the last 48 hours. So there you go. Wonderful, we made it. Thank you very much. And yeah, this is awesome.